Hey everybody, Happy New Year. Coming on live from Maui, Hawaii, and good morning. So I'm just going to take a beat and give people a moment to show up on this live. But my name is Ashura Eden, and I help successful women and occasionally a handful of men see the value of their expertise and their work in the world, and I'm going to say this carefully, learn how to receive it. Yes, my clients frequently do receive the higher value of their work, but there's also a trajectory to learning how to receive that higher value. So if you're here live or on the replay, drop me an emoji, say hi, share where you're from, share what's going on. And today, I just actually wanted to offer, jump on live, say Happy New Year, and offer like a reframe on how we see ourselves and our work in the world. So I don't know if I'm going to really get into any personal stories, client stories. Some of you guys who know me know that I frequently do that on my live. Today is really just about a teaching or a reframe. But before I get into the teaching, like the short teaching, the short reframe, I want to mention that everything I do on the live is just the beginning, and if you're ready to go much deeper on this topic, to see the value of your work and to learn how to receive it and then to ultimately receive it, the best thing to do is going to be to book a call with me, and I'm going to pop that link in the comments below, because everything we cover today is like nothing compared to what we could do in the actual work. So again, if you're interested in doing that actual work, I will pop a link to the call in the comments below. Hey, I see people jumping on. Feel free to share where you're from, share what's on your mind, say hi, ask questions, whatever you want. So let's dive into this. Seeing the value of your work. And I could say I'm learning how to receive it because we're not taught how to receive. I don't have a script, you guys. We're not taught how to receive it, right? Like we're taught to be small and be nice and be good and all those things. So let's start with those of you guys who are entrepreneurs or coaches and do a little piece on that first, because I suspect, hey, bye, hi, darling. I suspect that since this is Facebook, I'm going to have maybe more of you towards the entrepreneurial sphere, but I'm going to get into this for corporate too. Okay, here we go. The piece for entrepreneurs. When you set out on an entrepreneurial path, most of you are taught to think of your work in terms of modalities, like I'm a VA, would be a modality. I'm mentioning that because I think Vi started as a VA, or mine was, first I'm a yoga teacher, then it became I'm a psychotherapist and I'm a massage therapist. And we go to these trainings, we develop our skills, we develop our craft, whether that's as a virtual assistant or a psychotherapist or a yoga teacher or a healer or even a coach. And then we go out there and we're taught to say, oh, I'm a coach, or I'm a therapist, or I'm a VA, or I'm a yoga teacher. And what that does is that frames your work in the world at a certain dollar value. I'm going to just flat out say that is that sticks your work at a certain monetary value in people's minds. So for example, back when I was a therapist, this is a great example, the going rate for that back when was 150 to 200 an hour. So every time that I went out and said I'm a psychotherapist, people wanted to pay me, you got it, 150 to 200 an hour. And there's a parallel in that for you. And I really feel like teaching today, it's the new year. So if you have a beat, if you have a pause, if this applies to you so far, take a moment, ask yourself, what modality have I been trying to sell from? And then ask yourself, what's the dollar value that goes with that modality? And just take a moment and jot that down. And think about or feel into that starting point. And yeah, you can get booked out and really successful doing that. I know people who are therapists who make, 6 figures a year, multiple 6 figures a year. You can certainly hit 100K a year, 200K a year going that path. But it stops you, it caps you at a certain dollar level, no matter how busy you get. So here's the teaching, right? Because this is what a lot of you are doing, even now, even with the coaching industry, even with everybody saying make a program, make a package, have a signature system. Yeah, it's great to have a program or a package, but that's not where the reframe starts. And that's why a lot of people are stumbling, because the reframe does not start with just, slapping together a program or a package. The reframe starts with asking yourself, what is my body of work? One, what results can I deliver to people? Which you know already. If you're here and you're making money, you know that it's about delivering results. But the second part of the reframe is, what is my body of work? And I'm going to explain what that means in a moment for those of you who might not know this. And again, checking in if there's questions. So your body of work is every skill you have, every training you've taken ever, and probably some of your own life experiences put together into a coherent whole. I'm going to say that again. Your body of work is, I'm distracted because I'm getting pings on Messenger from people. Your body of work is every training you've ever taken, every skill you've ever learned outside of trainings, and certain parts of your personal journey put together into a coherent whole, into a coherent process. Your signature system comes from your body of work. It does not just arise because some coach tells you to journal it down. Your signature system comes from your body of work. And I see people jumping on live, so drop a heart if this is resonating. Pop a question in if you want clarification. Ask the question while you're here. I'm happy to answer. And then your body of work leads to a specific outcome that you could deliver. You could just sit down and journal and say, I help VAs book out their business. I'm thinking of Vi because I know that she's here and we're friends. But if you back up for a moment and look at your body of work, and maybe I'll use mine in a moment, and you're like, wow, this whole journey actually takes them to booking out their business and having a better relationship with their husband and maybe healing some of their trauma issues too. Holy crap, that's really valuable. Boom. You've just done a reframe and placed yourself in a much higher income bracket and developed the foundation to shift your positioning and your pricing. I'm going to pause and see if there's questions, because I see people here. Okay. So that's the first part of it. And I would love to have this be a two-way street and be engaged. If you're on the replay, pop questions in and I'll answer them on the replay too. So the piece of this for entrepreneurs is getting out of the modality box, which some of you guys are in and some of you are out. And even if you're outside of, you're beyond, I sell coaching. Vi says, love this. I'm glad you do, love. I love the engagement. So talk me up while you're here, love. Even if you're outside of the I sell coaching or I sell healing or whatever box your education has put you in, because the coaching industry doesn't put you in this, but the educations actually do put you in this. Graduate school taught me to say, I'm a psychotherapist. Well, you know what? I was a psychotherapist. I have that training, but I am not currently a psychotherapist. And my own body of work is much broader. I'm an initiated shaman. I'm a priestess. I've been to 10 massage trainings. I'm a former yoga teacher. I've trained entire corporations. So no, I am not a psychotherapist. I have a body of work. And when I look at my body of work and what result I can get a client, if they participate and if they're the right person, separate conversation, but your clients need to be the right fit for your work and they need to participate, right? It's three things. So, if I look at my body of work and what result I can deliver to you, because you guys are my potential clients. You're not my clients yet. Maybe you are, maybe you're not, but you're my prospects. And if I look at what result I can give you from my body of work versus from saying I'm a psychotherapist, the outcome, the positive result I can give you gets much bigger. And what I can charge for that result also goes up dramatically. Flipping that around to viewers, the same thing applies to you. So I want to make this more concrete. Are there questions so far? Yeah. So to backtrack, because I know that Vi is here, so I'm using her as a guinea pig. When people show up live, they become guinea pigs. Okay. Vi, do I have your permission to use you as a guinea pig and talk about what you do? She's not responding. Okay. Let's say somebody has a business where they help VAs get clients, which is what Vi does essentially. Okay, on one rate, they could say, great, okay, they could say that's $100 an hour, right? Whatever. You're not going to do that. Vi knows better than that. Vi does not play that game. On one hand, they could say, okay, well, if a VA books out their business, that's worth X dollars to them over the course of their lifetime. And then that becomes, okay, well, maybe that's a 5K, 6K package, right? You guys following? So the first is hourly. We're not doing that. We've agreed we're not doing that. The second is, okay, just outcome-based, which is what most of the coaching industry is teaching. What outcomes can you get them? Great, you're up to a $5,000 package. Okay. Now, back up a second. If I were to go look at her body of work, which includes, here's what I know, it includes being a VA. It includes her getting clients as a VA. It includes taking multiple trainings with multiple business coaches. It includes getting her clients who are VAs more clients. It probably also includes being a mother and her experience dealing with other human beings as a mother. And it probably also includes like 10 other things I don't know about. And if she were to start to sit down with me and put that into, oh, this is my body of work. I am drawing from being a mother. I am drawing from being a virtual assistant. I am drawing from getting my virtual assistant clients more clients. I'm drawing from the fact that I've already paid 5 business coaches. And I'm drawing from, this is hypothetical because I don't know, like 3 other healer trainings I've taken, because that's very likely. Shit, I have a body of work. And if she was to put that together and sit down and then think, if I used this whole body of work with my clients, how much would that change their whole lives over the next 20 years? Because when somebody goes to you, their life is not just changing. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Mahala? Lauren? Hi, loves. Somebody's not just going to you for like 6 months and then getting a result for 6 weeks and then forgetting about you, right? They're going to you for 3 months or 6 months or a year or whatever length their container is, and then they're getting results. Hey, Joanna. Hi, love. Good to see you here. And then they're getting results for like 5 years after that. They're getting results in the big picture. I have coaches I hired in 2015, and what I did with them is helping me today, right? So yeah, love to you too, Joanna. So if Vi agreed to be my guinea pig, she's here live and we're talking about her hypothetically, but factually. If Vi were to sit down and look at her body of work and do all the things I just mentioned, she would realize she does not have a 5K offer. She might have a $15,000 offer. Because of what her scope of work is, what her body of work is, and because of the long-term results she gets her clients. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? So when I speak to entrepreneurs seeing the value of their work, this is exactly what I'm talking about and exactly what I'm speaking to. Okay, I'm gonna check and yeah, yes, she's like, yes, bye. Since you're here and since I'm talking about you with your permission, do you have questions about this as it pertains to your situation, or do you have like general questions about this? I love engagement on these. Okay, well, she can decide if she wants to ask anything. So that's the first piece about seeing the value of your work, like really seeing the value of your work. Now, I gave you guys like a roadmap to use if you're an entrepreneur, but the fact is that this is a whole part of what I'm owning in my work with clients. Coaching and consulting and guiding women in this manner. Yeah, I can dig more into body of work. I will do that in a moment, love. Coaching, consulting, guiding in this manner is a huge part of what I did with my clients in 2015, 2016. I was essentially a business coach, and transparency. Like, I have the testimonials. I can send a link to anyone who wants it. My clients did not necessarily make 30K in their sleep or that kind of thing, but what happened was they developed a body of work. they developed businesses, and they were booked out at like a stable, sustainable rate of like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month, half a year down the road. So they got the body of work nailed and they got stability nailed. Just saying the results that I've actually gotten people as a practitioner, because that honesty is important too. And what I also want to mention before I forget here is that if you want to take this deeper, book a call with me. We'll talk about how this applies to you and if it's a fit for us to work together on this. And I will pop that link in the comments below after I'm done with the live, and probably above the video too. So if you want to go deeper and actually do this work, anything I could do on a video like this with you guys is like 1/10 of 1% of what we can actually do in a container, and I will pop a link in. Okay, so Vi wants to know if I could dig more into body of work. Yeah, I can, love. It would help me more if you had a super specific question about that. I'll start, but if questions come up for you, just ask. So I'm going to use mine as an example, okay? And I think that'll help you. So Vi asked, can you dig more into body of work? My body of work. And listen and then apply this to yourself, right? Okay? My body of work is that it's your trainings. The first thing, so the foundation of your body of work is your professional trainings, as well as really transformative life experiences you've had, as well as like things in your personal life where you've had to really show up, like being a parent perhaps. So the foundation of your body of work is all of your professional trainings and education, personal experiences that have been really transformative, not like I went to the grocery store. It might include being influenced by your teachers and coaches. That's a part of it. So the first thing to determine what your body of work is, and if you guys remind me, I will do a separate training. The foundation is what trainings have I taken? What education do I have? What coaches have I worked with that made a difference? Not every coach you've worked with. Who have I gone to that made a difference? And what have my most powerful personal experiences been? You're welcome. So that's the foundation. But that's not your actual body of work. So write that list out, and I'll pause. If anyone's here and wants to write it, just write it right now. And then after you write that list out, you're going to take all of those and put them into a process that has between, like, I've heard 3 and 7 steps that gets your clients results. So then you consolidate all those trainings and sort of dial them into a 3-step process or a 5-step process that gets your clients from point A to point B. So the body of work is both the trainings that are the underpinning, which you guys could all write down now, and the process that results from those trainings. The 3 to 5 step process. My process has had either 5 steps or right now it has 4. Now the process is something we can dial in coaching. Like I literally can't do it with you on a Facebook Live because it's so personalized. Okay. And then once you have the body of work and the process, once you have the trainings and the process, that starts to give you a sense of the higher value of your work as an entrepreneur. And then you can be like, oh shit, this isn't a 5K thing, this is like a 20K thing. This is a 15K thing, whatever it is. Okay. This isn't a $200 a session thing. This is a 5K thing, whatever the leap is for you. So any more questions on that? Okay. So I mentioned that I was also going to talk about this in corporate. For those of you who are not just entrepreneurs, for those of you who are here live or on the replay and who are in corporate. My own experience with corporate, getting hearts, yay, somebody wants the corporate piece, I'm so happy. I'm gonna start by speaking about my passion and why I do this work. Because I've been in the entrepreneurial space far more than I've been in the corporate space. And I am absolutely here to work with women in corporate, and my clients have actually been a mix of both. Corporate America, I'm gonna back up. My passion in doing this work is helping women see their value and receive it. And I'm going to say that again. My passion in doing this work is in helping women see their value and receive it. And to have that value reflected back to them in money, which is a very, very real need, and in love. In both arenas, but we're going to lean more towards the money for today. Because we are taught as women in this society, which still has patriarchy in 2021, to be small, to be nice, to be the good girl, to shut up, to be the overachiever. You got it? Now let's talk about corporate America. If you're in corporate and you're watching this, you've likely been at a certain level for quite a while. I had a client, this is a great example. She was not corporate, but she was a psychotherapist for managed care. And her salary had been at like $80,000 for years. Like it was just like she got paid and it was 80 grand. But what she had to bring to the plate was like 20 years experience as a psychotherapist. What she had to bring to the plate was being a mother. What she had to bring to the plate was her own really deep sense of artistry and creativity. And of course she had, her own patient or client results to bring to the plate too. So her value was much higher than that $80,000. And corporate America, largely, I'm speaking in generalities, likes the status quo. It likes maybe growth within the company and the company making more money, of course. But for things to remain relatively stable and solid and the same. So if you're a woman in corporate and you're ready to see the higher value of what you have to bring, I'm going to invite you to do this. Okay, take out a pen and paper. 1, write down how many years you've been at your job. 2, write down a list of all the relevant jobs you had before it. Not if it wasn't relevant, not if you're in HR and, you used to like mop floors. Don't write down the irrelevant stuff, but write down all the years at your job. 2, write down all the years at relevant jobs before it. This is a part of your value. 3, write down all of your relevant trainings and educations. 4, write down your current salary. So those 4 pieces of information, and I would actually tell you to write your current salary on one side of the page, like in one column, and the other 3 things in another column. And then look at the 2, because you're going to get a feeling off your current salary, hypothetically, like for the sake of just hypothetical, let's say it's $80K. And you're going to feel that $80K in your body. And then you're going to go to the other column that has all of your certifications, all of your trainings, all of your education, all of your years and jobs, and you're going to feel the energetic of all of the things that you bring to the table in your body. The number of that energetic of everything you're bringing is going to be much higher than the number that you are currently receiving for your job. Okay, so that's the tip on how to start to see the higher value of what you bring in corporate. Now, when I was speaking about entrepreneurs, I was talking about body of work, packaging, pricing, positioning, all of those things, results, right? This is a little bit more nuanced because it's a different scene. It's a different scenario. It's much more about looking at what you're currently earning, looking at what you everything bring, looking at everything you bring and feeling for the gap. And then to fix that gap, you're going to have certain conversations, with bosses, with superiors within your organization. So it's different than the conversation about entrepreneurs, but it is relevant because it's about you as a woman seeing your value, seeing the value of what you bring and going for it and getting it. Okay. So I'm going to pause and see if there are questions. Okay. I'm going to turn off this light because, yeah, it's really bright in here. Good morning from Hawaii, where it's really bright in the morning. Okay, pausing to see if there's questions. Okay. So here's my invitation to you. Everything we did on this live is literally like 0.1% of what I could do with you as a client in mentorship. It's like literally like the bare minimum. If you are ready to do this work, if you are ready, like not next week, not when something else happens, but right now, to see the value of what you bring, to learn how to receive it, and then to go out and get it, book a call at the link below. We'll talk about all of this on the call. I'm gonna pop the link in the comments and below the video. And if you're ready to take this far deeper than we ever could in a live stream, book a call. Okay, guys, big sunny love. It's sunny. Big sunny love from Hawaii. Talk to you soon.